The St. Louis Park Rec Center, our girls hockey season opener on CCX Sports, and it's a good matchup here as the Wayzata Trojans, ranked 7th in Class AA, take on the number 5 Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Thicken, and Dan, a couple of pretty good programs. In fact, last year Benilde ended Wayzata's season in the semifinal round of the section tournament here. Gotten to be a little bit of a rivalry, and a couple of teams that are looking pretty good for this season as well.
Absolutely. You look at it, they're both rated in the top 10, and one of them's got a 4-0 record. The other one's 0-1-1, and it's the Red Knights that are 0-1-1. Kind of a surprise, but now let's look who they played. Andover, and they went up to Warroad, and you don't expect to win in Warroad, but they've gotten a good start to the season. A couple things. Having trouble scoring. They're having a lot of trouble scoring. And they're starting 3 of their 6D are 9th and 10th graders. A lot of inexperience there. And it's come back to hurt them. Goaltending's been strong. Coach Kevin Gray, he's not worried too much about it. They're playing very hard. Wayzata is off to a tremendous roll. 5 goals a game, giving up less than a goal a game in 4 games. Play some pretty good teams. A good Hill Murray team is rated. And they look like they're hitting at full steam right now. This will be a good test for them because we know Benilde-St. Margaret ain't 0-1-1.
Yeah, both the teams at Benilde has lost to a ranked number 1, Andover in AA and Warroad in Class A. How much do you think the factor of having 4 games versus having 2 might come into play here? Wayzata, you might reasonably expect, is possibly a little further along because of that.
Well, you could just tell in the stats. The power play's working, the penalty kill. They haven't given up a power play goal all year. They've got some things rolling. They know the rotation. It'll be a big advantage to Wayzata versus Benilde. But with the schedules they play, trust me, BSM's going to catch up real quick.
Let's look at key players for this game and a couple of very familiar names from the past few seasons for these teams, starting with Wayzata and Sloan Matthews.
5th-year senior. She's been around for a long time, but this year, 11 points. She's been a traditionally slow starter, and she gets going, mid-season and carries through the end, but she's starting out very hot, extremely quick. Knows where the puck is at all times and just has a knack for putting it away. That's just been her strength all 5 years.
And for Benilde, as Dan said, young on D, but Emma Peschel is not young, a very experienced defenseman who is also maybe one of their best offensive players too.
No question, and she's big. She can skate, and you watch that shot, you might have trouble following when she lets it go. She can play. She's got 2 goals, one of them a power play goal, which is a good sign for BSM. She's very offensive-minded. They need her to be. She's good on the back end, tremendous hockey player.
Tournament time is still a long ways away, but we might have to look back to this meeting when you come to a seeding meeting and say, okay, how'd you do head-to-head? That's why this is an important one, and also just the fact that they, as I said, have become rivals a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, you talked to Coach Gray at BSM. He said, this is a big game for them this year. They got to find out where they're at. This is a good test. Wayzata's rolling. Tradition. Rivalry. There's some kids from both teams playing on both teams, if you know what I mean, from the youth. So it should be an interesting game to see how each of them fare against each other.
All right, the start of our winter season coverage here on CCX as well. Girls hockey action between 2 good programs here, Wayzata and Benilde-St. Margaret's, and it comes up next here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And welcome back as we get set for puck drop here this evening, as I think both teams kind of hoping to get off to a quick start here tonight, Dan. Get established early, get those lines rolled through early.
Well, frankly, it's a rivalry game. I think they'll all be fired up and ready to go and rocking, and But again, it'll be a big test for both teams because I don't think the coaches are quite sure what they have. They think they do, but this will bring out the best in both teams as far as them stepping up. So it'll be a good challenge for both teams here. Wayzata this year has really stepped up. It's been a good start for them, and they really have put the puck in the net. And if Benilde finds their scoring touch, and we know Benilde is known for putting pucks in the net, it'll be interesting.
There's a look at Annika Lavender in the middle of that group there. Has played all 4 games for the Trojans. Was their starter a year ago as well. And her counterpart at the other end is also a senior, but Allie Van Stelten not nearly as experienced at the varsity level, and is 0-1 so far this year. But again, they have played Warroad and Andover. And quick correction, too, from the pregame, Dan, that Warroad's the one who made the long bus ride down here to St. Louis Park rather than the other way around for that matchup. But Coach Gray said both teams kind of seemed like their legs were not as fast-moving as what we might see later in the year in that one.
Yeah, my mistake, folks. I should have known that. But anyway, they're back on their home ice. The Red Knights here taking on the Trojans, and there's a face-off.
Here we go. Back at 4th on D. Peschel will bounce it, tipped ahead at center, and a chance for a 2-on-1 early for the Red Knights here. Quick shot, and that one deflecting up and over the net as Emma Hain got an opportunity up right wing there for the Red Knights. She's headed to Lindenwood to play college hockey. They had 4 D1 signees a couple weeks back.
Good rush, good turnaround, good transition by the Red Knights right off the bat. Sammy Hackley of Wayzata made a nice deflection there. So
Hackley slipped there. Red Knights trying to dig it free in the corner, and very nice to have started the season on time this year. Obviously last year there was a lot of uncertainty. We had that was a 6-week break, I think it was, and didn't start the season until January, and obviously things were a lot different at that point. There's a look at Taylor Williamson, the Trojans' 3rd-year head coach. And as Dan said, so far so good. There's a lot to like about what they have done. Now, maybe haven't played the Andover Warroad schedule that Benilde has, but still they've gotten it done so far and looking good.
Well, the one thing that evens out for both these teams, they both play murderous schedules. They will play the top 10 in the polls, so it evens out at the end.
Centering pass flipped out front there by Julia Lindahl, but knocked away, and the Red Knights looking to quickly counter. Sophie Melsness putting it out front as she was spun around. Referee had a long look, but did not raise the arm. Now that pass off a skate and knocked away. Trojans able to get possession, but it's kind of 1-on-4 at the moment, and was chipped in deep there by Lindahl, and she'll head off on a change. Back to retrieve Bailey Gray, the freshman and daughter of Kevin Gray, the Red Knights co-head coach. And his co-head coach isn't going to be here all that often this season, and for a pretty good reason. Kelly Panic, the Red Knights legend, gopher, Olympian. She's right now playing with Team USA tonight, and of course trying to make the Olympic team again. So I think it's a pretty good excuse, but Kevin said she's still been very involved watching film and communicating and getting, to practice once in a great while because they're housed in Blaine, Team USA this year for their residency. So we miss Kelly being here tonight, but certainly has some other good things going in her hockey life right now.
I hope so. Got to repeat that gold medal. They want that baby back.
Hackley flips it in. And bounces free at the blue line there. Good recovery by Sam Matthew to at least keep Benilde from getting an odd man rush the other way. No score on the board. We're early in the contest here, about 2.5 minutes in at St. Louis Park. Long pass flipped ahead. Abby Garvin giving chase, but was beaten to it. Played back down deep, though. Garvin had her stick lifted by Matthew. Mallory Coffin jumping in to help out there for the Trojans. And to center, and then relayed in by Courtney Jacobs as Wayzata will change up. Lulu Rosinski picking it up.
We'll have to see, too, now, because Benilde has really been counterattacking very well in transitioning, and the Wayzata D, that experienced D have really stopped and disrupted the play and gotten the puck back out again.
Coach Gray said we're really to the point where with this group we have here, we feel like as that one comes out front, opportunity, Lavender ought to make a stop. So we can skate with every team we play. And now it just becomes the hockey part of it, thinking the game, doing the little things. But as far as, just overall skating speed and talent, he said there isn't really anybody that we have to be afraid of out there anymore. Pass across. And that shot never made it quite to the net. Ooh, a little spin move and then drop to the front. And again, that shot blocked as Lily Mortensen put one netward there, and it's going to be icing against the Trojans. So Benilde maybe a little bit the better of it so far here. There's Kevin Gray, the co-head coach. We could say first season, but that's as head coach because he's been in the program and he's been at Maple Grove and he's been head coach at Armstrong Cooper and a longtime youth coach before that as well. And
he's pretty much seen every level. He's been successful at every level.
Yeah, and one of the truly nice guys. And no coach that I have any more fun talking to than Kevin Gray. He's just been wonderful to us in his last 3 stops here. Sloan Matthews carrying it hard up the left side, turns the corner, but then lost it. And looks like the net has come off, and their faceoff's going to be outside the zone as they rule that Matthews was the cause of that.
Well, the Red Knights are watching Matthews. They saw that 11 points and those 6 goals she's got up there. You just know she's going to turn to the front of the net. Van Stelton played her very well, just stayed right with her. Wasn't giving her any opening there.
That was special that she was able to somewhat get around there. I mean, granted, it wasn't a very good angle, but still, they have to be aware of her speed. Even Emma Peschel, as good as she is, knows that Matthews can hurt him. There's a turnover forced by Matthews, well, almost, and now Peschel will pick it up the other way. Peschel carrying it hard up the right side here and puts it out front. They jab at it, and Lavender's able to cover it up.
Boy, you see how those Trojans went right to the front of the net when Peschel started coming around, and she's big, she's strong, and she's wide, and she can fend you off, and she did a great job. But watch how many Trojans start showing up in front of that net real quick. Look at that.
Got one to the side of the net there. It's kind of interesting how it feels like to an extent the Wayzata girls and boys programs have sort of taken on the same type of personalities. They're going to be very solid defensively. They're going to maybe bump you around a little bit. Not necessarily the most speed compared to some of the teams they play. Obviously, they have a fair amount, but and they're just tough to score against and tough to beat.
Well, with that type of game they play in the lake, though, they have to. I mean, if you look at Edina, Minnetonka, a number of those teams have tremendous skaters, tremendous offense. And Wayzata's always kind of worked out. We'll slow you down defensively, and we'll take our openings when you give them to us.
Lindahl had it knocked away trying to get it out. Now the second opportunity, they'll flip it to center. Wayzata trying to get a change. It's going to be a hand pass here against the Red Knights as they were looking to block that clear and then immediately counter because Wayzata was caught up trying to change with the puck being right at center ice. But fortunately for the Trojans, it's ruled a hand pass, so we'll have a face-off coming up.
Just a bit of the excitement and the adrenaline. You raise your hand and you just want to drop it. You don't want to push it.
Red Knights able to win the draw here. Try to ring it around. Kept in nicely at the point there by Foltz. Carried through the high slot there by Ostapak. Now putting it out front. Backhand pass across, and it's knocked away. Never quite got it to the net. Now floated to the front, but that one is intercepted. Red Knights countering back the other way now. Julia Evans.
Oh, they had a 3-on-2 going, and she dumped the puck. Well, Coach Gray said they were going to make some mistakes here, and he knew that was a big mistake where you got a 3-on-2, you don't dump it in, you work it around.
Pass intercepted. Wayzata looking to counter here. Dig for it along the wall. 3 players now involved, and now Matthews trying to pull it out of there. And eventually dug loose. Here's Jacobs for Wayzata. And trying to drag it across in front of the D. Oh, a penalty's coming up here.
Tripping.
Going to be a trip. Delayed penalty against Benilde. Matthews trying to kill enough time for her goalie to get off. Matthews fires. Ooh, and Van Stelten the save. Chased down by Matthews. Plays it down low. They bring it out front. And now finally the Red Knights will gain control, and we'll have our tripping call whistled here against Benilde.
You see right here.
Oh yeah, definitely got the skate there.
Yep.
As Sienna Carver will go for the trip. 6:32 the time.
Just one of the underclassmen defense, 10th grader. Good opportunity here for Wayzata. They've been going at about 27.3% on the power play, which is really good for this start of the season. 3 goals and 11 power plays.
Short-handed rush the other way. Mary Zavarol throws one a little wide of the net. Avery Junker trying to throw it at the net, but taken away. And here come the Trojans trying to get their power play set up. Hackley carrying it up the right side, chopped away from her. Now back around, it'll come to Matthews. Matthews pursued by Zavarol. Now it pops loose. Coffin thought about taking that shot, but now will keep control. Matthews wheeling away, but chopped loose from her and then knocked down out. We're seeing the quickness of Benilde. They definitely can skate a little bit. You don't have a lot of time to, think about what you want to do with the puck if you're the Trojans. Oh, there's a takeaway. Good defensive recovery, though. Nice help jumping back in by Hackley, or that one could have been ugly.
Yeah, Hackley's been their best defense for the Trojans right now. She's made a couple nice plays.
Here's Peschel, short-handed, firing. Lavender the save. Rebound trickles loose, and Wayzata to play to the corner. 45 to go in the power play for the Trojans, but it's Benilde getting an opportunity there, short-handed. And that pass was deflected, so no ice. Wayzata looking to finish up a change back in the D anyway. Foltz chases it down. And that pass between a couple of players. Coffin had her stick lifted and taken by the Red Knights and thrown down the rink by Melsness. Just over 10 to go in the power play here, so pretty good kill for the Red Knights.
Done a really good job here. Wayzata just scared to make passes now because everything's getting intercepted. The Red Knights are getting in the passing lanes and just taking it away.
And this one flipped down the rink. Penalty has expired, but they ruled that it was not an ice that was thrown out of there beforehand. And now Benilde looking to get set up as they're back to 5 skaters. Thrown on net there. Save Lavender. The rebound is in.
There you go.
I believe it was Hain who ended up with last, or is it Zavarol perhaps on the last contact? Looks like it's going to be Zavarol who knocked that one home. And BSM will take a 1-0 lead just after their penalty had ended.
You could almost sense it coming. They built a lot of momentum out of that penalty kill. Finally got in front. They're having trouble scoring goals, so they go out and get a nice dirty goal here. A couple rebounds, Jay. There's the initial shot, gets kicked free, and then, I'm wondering if Hain touched that one. You see the kick on the skate by Zavarol?
Looks like it is Zavarol's stick. They must know because they're right there together. Yeah. So Zavarol will get the goal here for Benilde, although I can see why on first thought I thought it might have been Haynes. Hain and Gustafson will get the assist, it sounds like there, as Zavarol will pick up the goal for Benilde. And that is her second of the season.
It's nice to get one here quick in the first period here to move it on. She had 1 goal already this year. That's her second one of the year, but they capitalized on the momentum, and that's what Coach Gray's looking for. They've had opportunities. Now they're starting to finish them off.
And a good example, too, against good teams that you're not always going to get that end-to-end rush, top corner kind of goal. You have to get some of those, and I think players, that's one thing that as they get to the varsity level, really learned that, probably in youth hockey, some of the time you could just walk through people and maybe outskate them, get around the corner. And not that never happens in these games, but obviously it becomes harder and harder the higher level you get.
Oh, everybody's better.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's better.
Rush back the other way here, and that one deflecting just wide as on the attempt there for Peschel. Thrown to the front and just knocked away. Wayzata kind of back on their heels right now. They're facing a strong Red Knights attack these last few shifts. Flipped across here to Rusinski.
Well, this is where Peschel gives the Red Knights an extra punch. She is not afraid to rush the puck and go after it, and she really put some pressure on him.
Knocked loose there. Gray up with it for Benilde. Nice little bank pass there to Melsness. Melsness leading the rush, but deflected up and over the top there by Matthew. Now it comes back out to Gray at the point, throwing it into the circle. Turnaround try. Oh, and it hits the pipe. Kendall Hassler thought she had one, and there was plenty of room on that side, but the referee had a very good look at it, and it hit the near side goal post. I thought that one, I was getting my goal call ready there, Dan. I thought it was going in. Uh-oh. Got away from Gray there, but nice recovery there to help her out by, not Peschel, but Carver. And there's a shot on Lavender, and boy, Benilde came awful close to making this a 2-0 game right here.
He did. Just a great shot here.
Yeah.
And we can't see it, but it came off the post, no question. We didn't see the twine move. But just before that, he had a great 3-on-2 situation coming down and worked for the shot. If they can get their heads up a little bit more and see each other and make maybe one more pass here and there, they might find some more open net to shoot at.
Peschel will chase it down here. A little under 6 minutes to go in the first period. Benilde leading Wayzata 1-0 here at St. Louis Park Rec Center. And our first hockey telecast of the year. Zavarol pursuing it. She has the goal here tonight for Benilde. Back out it comes now Mortensen. Mortensen firing. Oh, a stick save by Lavender. That one handcuffed her a little bit.
Yes, it did.
Now behind the net. Zavarol. That pass knocked away, but it's going to be kept in. Rusinski firing, and that went into the body of Lavender. Boy, she's been tested a lot early on here.
Rusinski made a nice play there where she had an opportunity to shoot, and she could have shot it right into the pads. She made a little move to the right. You got the first shot there, a bouncer that kind of has that flutter ball effect on that first one. She had difficulty tracking. And then out to the D it goes. Right here. Notice the shot. She kept coming toward the right, and then she just stuck it to the left so it'd get through.
Played behind the net, picked up there by Matthew for the Trojans. More and more as the period has gone on, Benilde has kind of started to take over this one, it feels like.
The ice is tilting.
Gustafson back to play it here for Benilde. Ahead for Junker. And thrown back out. Chased down there by Mandy Cronin. Knocked down at center. Trojans able to interrupt that rush anyway. Now it banks free to Juckness. And Benilde will finish a change as they dump it in deep here. 4.5 to play in the first. Benilde out shooting Wayzata 9-3, and they have a 1-0 lead. Ooh. Linesman fell, as did Peschel as she made that pass, and there's a takeaway. Quick shot goes wide of the mark as Garvin was in the right place at the right time but couldn't put it on net. Now Garvin able to come up with the steal again and knocks it back to the corner. Matthews hit her teammate with that clearing attempt. Wayzata kind of hoping for the end of the period here, I think. They're back on their heels for sure. And just able to get that one out. Knocked down though, and now it's Coffin picking it back up. Or excuse me, Fleiter. Now Zavarol turning the other way.
I think Wayzata's legs left him about six minutes ago. Because Benilde is just getting to every puck.
Thrown back across. D was just coming on there, and that's poke checked away. Nice little stick work by Lindahl, but she's all alone. And it's taken away from her, and they ring it around looking for Gray.
Nice play there to ring it back around and reverse it, but got away from Gray.
Carver sending it up the wall. Trojans able to keep it in. And then dug out of there, and Mortensen lugging it here for the Red Knights. Plays the puck into the corner. Peters back to get it for Wayzata, then thrown toward the net, but into the far corner. Under 2:40 to play now in this first period. Benilde leading it by a score of 1-0 on a rebound goal by Mary Zavarol. Knocked back in and then right back out. Lindahl banking it, but this is going to be an icing. As they way short of the red line there. They just needed a change. As we'll take a look at one of these opportunities. A giveaway by Wayzata nearly cost them, as Garvin had a chance. I thought she maybe stick Ellen once too many there. I think she had probably a better look at it right after she had picked it off. But
the issues from what I'm seeing in this game so far, the Red Knights, has been hesitation. When they've had the shot, they haven't taken it, or they've kind of hitched it a little bit, and I think it's hurt them.
Nice pass ahead right onto the tape of Garvin, but 3 back defensively for Wayzata. Now it's poked loose. Trojans able to come away with it. Ostapek firing. That one's blocked. Follow-up try, and they couldn't get a stick on it. Fultz throwing it toward the net. It's loose in front, and Van Helten had to make a stop on that one, as lurking was Lola Crandall.
Well, here's the sophomore line for the Trojans. Ostapek, Crandall, and Osmek. They get a good scoring opportunity here. A couple of bounces, and boy, right there in front of the net, got a couple chops at it. Couldn't quite get it in.
Matthews' line is back out there. She'll face off against Hain. Matthews able to win the draw. Now they throw it back around. Matthews fighting through a little check there. Relaying it back down deep, looking for Fleiter. Red Knights, though, able to come away with it again. Zavarol cross ice, pass was tipped, but Mortensen able to track it down and shoots that one, and it'll bounce over the top. Zavarol playing it back down to the corner. They're winning the battles to most of these pucks with quickness. Now played out front, it trickles in, and then it pops high in the air. And that one, I think, is going to be played by a high stick by Benilde, so they're not eager to touch it. Now eventually it will be called. It was played by a high stick in a very unusual way. It had already popped up in the air, and they were, I think it was Zavarol was falling and just took a whack at it. See it come loose right there. I'm not so sure that was a high stick, really.
Me either. She's going down.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, they called it that way. Instant relief for the Trojans. They're happy to have it. This first line for Benilde, Mortensen, Hain, and Zavarol have just been tenacious here in the second half of the first period. And they've gotten the only goal.
Trojans wind up with it off the draw. Shot attempt goes wide. Hackley pinching in. Had it knocked loose as we're under a minute to play. Here's a chance back the other way now for the Red Knights. And nice recovery on the block there for Peters. Closed the gap pretty quickly there and was able to block that shot. Now banked out to center, but again, you're just seeing Benilde overall quicker to the puck. Ray really can skate for a young player like she is. Oh, and then a collision. Knocked ahead into the Wayzata zone. Hackley up with it. Ooh, had a teammate ahead there, but the angle wasn't that good, as Olivia Ream was right on a line with her.
Yeah, there was another player there that could have stepped in the passing lane too, so it was a good play. Whoa, this might be the first icing on the Red Knights all night.
Comes with 19 seconds to go in the period too, and you hate to give up a faceoff. You don't be superstitious, but give one up in your own end late like this.
With a 1-1 score, or a 1-0 score, 1 goal difference, that can be a big change.
And Matthews winning the draw. They go along the wall and then back out to the point. That little flutter shot never made it there. Nice interception by Hain. She'll go to Mortensen up the right side. Mortensen shooting. Lavender the save. Directed away from out front there in the last couple seconds. And the tick-off as that one bounces into the Benilde bench. So we have come to the end of period number 1, and it was a good one for the home team. Benilde-St. Margaret's, they lead it on the board, but they dominated the play pretty much too. Our score after 1 is Benilde-St. Margaret's 1, Wayzata nothing. We'll have first period highlights and more hockey straight ahead here. Our season opener for the 21-22 season here on CCX.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back here. Our first girls hockey telecast or winter telecast of any sort for you here on CCX for this season. It's Benilde leading Wayzata 1-0 girls hockey after one period of play as we check out some highlights from that opening period. Actually, some pretty decent chances in this one. This is Sloan Matthews for Wayzata turning the corner, just couldn't quite try and tuck that one away. Benilde answering with Heschel going toward the net. Gets one off the side of the net there, and then they jab at the rebound. Can't quite put it away. Wayzata getting an opportunity here. Nice backhand pass across, and then it just trickles and knocked down. And then get it out to the point here. This one saved. Rebound, though, Zabral actually kind of beat her teammate Hain to that puck and was able to put it in. That was the goal. And then here's a ding off the goalpost there as Kendall Hassler looked like it was going to make it 2-0, but somehow hit the iron instead of going into the net. And there's a pretty decent chance late for Wayzata, but Van Stelton able to make that stop. And then here's Benilde again as Avral trying to bat it, instead bat it with a high stick. And bodies piling up in front of the net as we look at our stats for the period. 10-6, Benilde leading in shots, and they've had outchanced them by a 5-2 margin. And quite honestly, to me, that doesn't quite tell the story. It feels a little more lopsided than that even. Yeah. The only penalty went against Benilde, and they were able to kill that off and actually scored just shortly after that. We'll take a timeout, come back with more here as we get set for period number 2. It is Benilde leading Wayzata by a score of 1-0.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. There's the goal scorer from the first period, Mary Zabral for Benilde, and they take a 1-0 lead here into this second period. And interesting to see what changes both teams make a little bit here, Dan. I think Wayzata maybe caught it a little off guard by Benilde's speed in that first period. I mean, they know them well, and I don't think they know they're facing a good team and everything, but there's a few things that they're probably going to need to do a little bit differently just based on the fact that they were losing races most of the time all over the ice.
Yeah, they need to get their legs underneath them and get rolling. Otherwise, they're going to get run over here.
Played into the Wayzata zone as we are underway here in the second period. Matthews clearing attempt, knocked down. Now it comes loose. Here's a quick shot. Lavender the save, and then the rebound trickling to the corner as Matthews will come up with it again. And Matthews was tripped. Penalty coming here against the Red Knights. Looks like it'll be against Hain, who is complaining. Let's see. I don't know. I can see why she was a little disappointed in that one. I can also see why it looked like a trip, but I don't think.
Well, I would just want to see what the East German score is. You know,
let's watch this again. Does her stick actually get the skate or not? You couldn't tell. That other angle is better to tell, and I kind of think that she maybe fell on her own there.
She did. She caught her toe.
Yeah,
her toe
you
turned
might be
in.
right. You might be right. So the Red Knights able to clear it. It was very subtle, but at the same time, it may have been enough to knock her down. So I'll give the referee credit there. Good call. Hackley picks it up, throwing it up left side here for Lindahl. Gets away from Lindahl. And it bounces a crazy hop out of the corner there. Benilde fortunate to be able to cover that one up. Back for Lindahl, trying to throw it out front. Peschel sliding over to block it. They had some numbers there.
No Red Knights are in front of the net. Oh.
That one came outside the blue line, and Matthew brought it back in, so an offside call against the Trojans as you get a look there at Hain. Sitting here, second penalty of the night taken by Benilde, both tripping calls. Hassler winning that draw there, then the clearing attempt fanned on. Played back into the Wayzata zone though. Peters tracking it down. Might still have a little bit of wet ice. We see the puck kind of slowing down abnormally there. Ooh, a near turnover out front. Peters will dump it in here for the Trojans. Peschel gets to it first.
Yeah.
Nice job to not only get her body in front, but then spin away and control the puck. Back around it comes to Peschel. Tipped ahead by Hassler. Ooh, ouch. Fultz falling hard into the end boards there. She does get up. Oh, that one hurt from up here.
Get an appreciation for her hockey protection pads. They actually do a really good job because she really hit those boards hard.
See if we can listen in again. Fultz. Ooh.
Oh, took it on her hip and shoulders, looks like. Yep. Yep, that still kind of rocks your world a little bit, though, I'll tell you.
Showing some toughness, so she stays out there.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind of kid you want playing D.
Tip loose there, and then Matthews backhanding it ahead. Peschel intercepting. Only 5 to go in the power play for Wayzata. Once again, they do very little with the player advantage. Red Knights back to full strength. Banked off the glass and down. This is going to be icing against Wayzata.
The Red Knights right now are supporting themselves really well. One person comes at you, okay, you get by it. Then there's another person standing there, and then they're blocking out the passing lanes. They're working the inside out from the ice. They're not going to give them the middle. Force them to the outside, and they make mistakes. The last rush it was that they dumped the puck. And well, if you dump the puck in, you got to be the first one there with 2 people, especially when you're on the power play.
Hassler winning the draw. They go D to D, but then fanned on. Had another opportunity at it, though. Here's a shot, and Lavender with a glove catch on that rising opportunity.
If that was on net, that was a good save. That was a good save. That was a quick glove. The other thing, too, I like the Red Knights having trouble scoring with this, too. I like that they're shooting the puck. They're not wasting any time.
This one hits traffic in front and bounces over toward the corner. Trojans able to come away with it. Hackley up the right side. Dumps it in deep, and she'll give chase herself. Gray is back there and plays it around. And that one bounces loose. Trojans trying to get an opportunity, thrown to the front. Bounced away there from Crandall. Now Hackley able to keep it in at the blue line. That shot deflects up in the air. And the Red Knights able to get over to it here as Hassler up the left wing. Chop back out. They'll have to tag up here as it's thrown in on Lavender. A stick loose there in the Wayzata zone. Floated ahead, but Carver does a nice job knocking that one down.
Again, you see that 1-2 squeeze that the Red Knights are putting on. Forechecker comes in quick, and then there's one right behind. Hopefully take the deflected pass off the Trojan stick.
Floated back out to center. Juckness sending it ahead. Garvin trying to peel off the wall there.
It'd be nice if this Junkiness and Garvin line for the Red Knights could get going here too. They've really had a tough time putting the puck in the net.
Osmek will clear it. It's actually going to come in on net, so no icing there as Van Stelten leaves it for Peschel. Peschel floating a long one and broken up there. Matthew then falls down. Juckness coming in, shooting, and Lavender will make a glove catch on that one. And they're able to force a face-off, and then Benilde will get a line change here. 12:26 to go in period 2. Benilde leading it by a score of 1-0. Out skating Wayzata here tonight, no doubt.
Yeah. You know, I was looking at this before the game, looking at that 0-1-1, and I'm thinking, nah, that's got to be an illusion. And now we see how they're playing. The Red Knights are looking very good.
Tap back out to center. Peschel will throw it right back in. Long bounce there. Matthew back around with it now for Stella Knight. Matthews. Nice pass onto the tape of Fleiter, and it's offside though on the right wing side. Jacobs was unable to hold up. So the Trojans looking a little out of sync here all night. She might have been in one of those situations where she was maybe nudged in a little bit too. And then couldn't see it real well, but she was, I think there was a Red Knights player there with her as well.
Yes there was. As we looked at it.
Yeah, you see, she was kind of banged into there. Not illegally, I think it was just a collision with Rusinski.
Yeah, and she couldn't react quick enough to get back out, so. Yeah, the other thing too, the Red Knights are beating them on faceoffs big time.
Yes, they're winning a high percentage of the draws here. This is going to be icing against Benilde. Wasn't really what they had in mind. It was more of a pass up the middle, but just missed everyone. Coach Gray giving some direction there, and got a lot of. He was talking about their freshmen, and he said, "We know, talent-wise, they belong, but it's just a matter of getting into varsity hockey and playing against older girls and getting used to all the trappings around it too. I mean, obviously there's going to be some more crowd usually, and media coverage or whatnot too. That might be a little bit different from what they're used to in youth hockey.
Well, the girls tend to be faster and bigger at this age, and maybe not faster. I mean, obviously these three young kids from Benilde can skate with anybody, but it's just the experience and sometimes the weight based on the experienced forwards of the other team that can cause problems. And they've made some mistakes, but overall they played pretty well.
So look at Sammy Hackley, one of the standouts for Wayzata this season. Sloan Matthews, another of them. She is getting set to take an offensive draw here. And she wins it. Now it comes to the front. Matthews trying to poke at that one, as was Coffin, but they couldn't quite get to it. Flipped in. Here come the Red Knights looking for a chance. Out front for Zavarol. Just couldn't quite get her stick on it. Then to the line. Rusinski relaying it back down deep. Hackley coming away with it here, but interrupted on her way out. Then it didn't quite connect with Matthews on the pass. Rusinski a swing and a miss at that one.
Yep.
Ooh, she got a little physical there. I thought maybe the arm was going to come up.
Ninth grader's a battler, though. She makes a little mistake, but she recovered well.
And this one is going to be a penalty against Wayzata's Tatum Fleiter on the trip. Rather obvious one as Benilde was countering up the left wing side there, and Fleiter Got the stick in, and she will go. So all of our penalties have been for tripping. The first 2 on Benilde, this one against Wayzata, and kind of a no-doubter there. Could have been a slash, but either way.
Yeah. Well, you don't like to see penalties taken in the neutral zone or the attack zone. This was Benilde's first power play, isn't it?
Yep. Back out to Peschel at the point. Slapper goes wide. Zavarol picks it up. Back to Emma Peschel. Returning it to Zavarol. Now across. Oh, it's the outside of the net. Hain had a lot of net to shoot at there, but it kind of went off the heel of her stick a little bit. Great pass, great vision. Nothing wrong with that setup, but just couldn't quite put it away. Peschel being pressured there by Lindahl. Mortensen jumping in to help out. Zavarol swinging it back for Peschel. Peschel's like, heck with this, I'm going to just take this for myself.
Oh, yeah.
Carrying it in as they come across side each other there. Peschel now to Hain. Back out to Mortensen. That one tipped a couple times on the way in. Matthews able to win the puck for Wayzata, but couldn't get it out. Zavarol spinning to play it. Puts it out front to Hain. Here's her shot. And missed the net. Peschel then had it chopped loose. Mortensen, though, will get there first. Red Knights had to let that one go or they would have been offside.
Lavender made a nice play and goal for the Trojans. She came out on that when that puck came in close. She rushed the shooter and it threw him off.
Matthews intercepting there. And she'll flip it back into the Benilde zone. 35 to go in the power play here from Benilde. They lead 1-0. Have controlled the game, I would say, more than what 1-0 looks like. They've had the better of it most of the night. Here they come with the power play chance. Zavarol keeping possession there. Mortensen hammers. That was Melsness, rather, back to Mortensen. Now out front it comes, and that attempt blocked by Matthews. Across it comes. It hopped over Melsness' stick. Here's Gray. Back for Melsness. Melsness walking in, shoots. And Lavender the save, and then the rebound trickled wide. Penalty is over, but Benilde buzzing the net right now. And then it just bounced away from Gray. Gray, though, turning it right back the other direction. Gray shooting, and Lavender the glove catch on that one. As the freshman Gray, I think, frustrated that that puck bounced away from the blue line, but just turned and made a beeline for the net.
Gosh, she just turned on and tried to make a play out of as much as she could. See the hit they had? Good legal hit, no problem.
Are we sure?
Except you can't do that in girls hockey. But she got away with one.
Back out, and that one will hop away at center ice, and Rzinski back to gather it here for Benilde. Tipped into the Wayzata zone where Matthew will be back to play it here for the Trojans. Banked ahead. Ooh, it made its way out to center, but then picked off. Here's Peschel. Peschel, backhand pass out front and deflected on net. Lavender a save, not much on it by that point as Hamill just redirected. Now that pass intercepted. Osmek able to get it out. Wayzata wanting a change, but they can't quite do it as they don't get it deep. Tipped into the Wayzata zone here. Race is on, and first to it is Hassler.
I don't think the Trojan D got a change that time either. I think they're going to be pretty tired here.
Yeah, they angled it out to center. Was as best they could do, but obviously that was not deep enough to change. Puck loose in the slot, and now they'll get a chance to change as Lavender puts that catching glove over the top of the puck.
Yes. Boy, just relentless pressure here by the Red Knights. You know, it's almost like a shark smelling blood in the water. They were starting to circle. Yeah, we were talking earlier, too, how well the Trojans play defense, and they're playing good defense, but the Red Knights are still creating some good opportunities. They just can't close the deal.
Bounces off a skate, and then the shot attempt goes wide by Avery Junker. Floated ahead. This might be an ice. It will be. Yes. It went past the defenseman, but not close enough. Didn't hit her. So Back into the Wayzata end we will come. They've had trouble getting any kind of offensive momentum, maybe even more so here in the second than the first. 6:56 to go in the middle period. Still 1-0 Benilde-St. Margaret's. Mary Zavarol scoring just under 9 minutes into the contest on a rebound.
Well, when you look at what the Trojans have done, I mean, they've outshot their opponents by over double the amount of shots. And their goal forward and goals against differential is a +19.
Ream relaying this one in. Peschel back to get it. Floating one up the middle, and nice catch of that one by Juckness. Now trying to drop the pass off there, but just a little up front of Junker. Brzezinski playing it back down to the corner. Hackley banking it ahead. Here comes Lindahl, a 2-on-1 opportunity. Lindahl has a lot of net, and Van Stelten made the save. The defenseman made a nice read there to take the off winger there and said, okay, you got the shooter. And this one sailing up and over the top of the net. Decent opportunity there for Mallory Coffin. Wayzata getting their best chances of the period by far. Out front it comes. Here's another one, and Van Stelten, though, able to slam the door as Courtney Jacobs was alone in front. All of a sudden, this line creating chances for Wayzata. Boy, that one was off the blocker of Van Stelten there. Good opportunity by Lindahl. She made the right play to shoot that puck as they were playing for the pass. And then this one was more of a center ice opportunity there from Jacobs, but Van Stelten got a good clean look at it. Tried to drop it out front, intercepted instead. And then Zavarol had her pocket picked by Matthew.
A little change here, a little momentum change, Jay.
Yeah, Wayzata, we'll see if that shift can get them going. They definitely seem to have a little more spark here this last minute or so. Knocked down to the corner, Zavarol leaving it for Hain. Try to go back to Zavarol. It's off escape, but it does eventually reach Mary. Here comes Zavarol trying to go to the front. Knocked away. Loose. Here's Hain shooting. And that one might have hit off the outside of the goalpost there, and Lavender had it covered pretty well anyway. And then Lavender making a stop. Zavarol knocked it in. Wayzata didn't like it. The whistle had already sounded as she tried to dig it loose and then ended up putting it in the net. Little discussion. I don't think it's out of the question we could see a penalty coming out of this, but I think it might be just a face-off that they ruled the puck was already dead. Right there's Hain. And nice stop by Lavender, and then another one off the slap shot. It's kind of caught up in her equipment there.
Lavender's done a good job for the Trojans tonight. She's been a good stopgap and allowed them to stay in this game.
Good positioning too. She's not, a lot of times you don't want to see a goalie seeming like they're having to sprawl left and right if they're in the right position.
Yeah, you see how relaxed she is, and she stays on top of the crease, which is really, we've talked about that a lot during these years.
Thrown to the front. That one was blocked by Hackley. Trying to dig it out of the corner there was Junker. And now she'll turn around to get it. Goes to the point, but it got off the skate of Cronin. Gustafson back to pick it up here, and there it lays at center ice. Lindahl up with it. And knocked ahead, and here comes an opportunity the other way as Junker kind of at the end of a shift there, though. And a steal, and back with momentum comes Coffin. Matthews. Matthews shooting! Yes, it's a goal! Yes. Under the crossbar it goes. Sloan Matthews tying it up for the Trojans. What a rip that was coming out of the circle.
Even the opposing coach liked that one. Yeah, he was talking about that earlier. Always know where Sloan Matthews is. Always knows what she's going to do because she's there, the engine that makes the whole thing run. What a great shot. Short side up tight.
Look at this. Not a very good angles at the bottom of the circle by the time she was able to gain control. But what a shot. Yes, definitely into the roof of the net. No doubt about that one.
Well, let's see how this momentum continues to carry over for the Trojans.
Her 6th goal of the season. an unassisted goal for Matthews at 12:52. And well, you talked about that obviously over the years. Shots on goal are nice. Dominating time of possession is nice, but what does the scoreboard say? And right now it's 1-1. So, and Wayzata, I think, definitely getting some momentum going. And we talked about Matthews. You know, just not that many players have the capability to score on a shot like that, and you have to just kind of tip your cap to her. I mean, obviously as a goaltender, you're thinking nobody should beat me from that deep, but when you see the placement of that one, it was a pretty special shot.
Well, she got her head up just at the right moment too, and got a good look at the hole where it was there. And of course, she's a D1 college, player. That's what they do. That's how they get D1 scholarships. Right now, Wayzata's getting outshot 22-14.
Knocked away there from Mortensen, and here comes Lindahl trying to track it down. It got out front of her quite a bit. Puts it out front. It goes all the way through, and now the net has come off as a couple of players were going to the net. Matthew was calling for that puck and tried to get it to her. Lindahl did, but face-off will be in the Benilde zone as they rule that the defenseman was at least in part responsible for knocking the net off there. Change in complexion in this one. We've been kind of talking about how much Benilde had seemed to dominate, but not the last 3-4 minutes. And Wayzata getting that tying goal from Sloan Matthews.
Well, they started getting their legs moving again. They started winning some of the one-on-one battles they were losing in the first period.
Zavarov put it up front, but nice job by Lindahl to get a stick on that one.
Well, here Coach Gray for the Benilde-St. Margaret's putting his first line back out there. That's what you do after you get scored on.
Zavarov lifting it to center. Pressure put on there, and they keep digging for it. Hayne was bodying up. They're going to be ruled out on a hand pass.
Boy, Hayne was just a tiger there. Boy, she was letting nothing go. She's not happy they scored. Look at that intensity on her face.
Got her body into the defender without it being a penalty there, or at least in the officials' eyes not a penalty, as I think Jacobs probably had another idea there. And I think safe to say Taylor Williamson a little bit happier with what she's been seeing of late than what the first period and a half was like.
Well, she really works that bench, doesn't she?
Yep, constantly in her player's ear, giving encouragement, giving lessons, giving a little chewing out if needed also. Back out to Hackley. Top of the circle. That one bounced wide. And now it'll come back out, and the Red Knights a chance for a rush the other way. Peschel swinging it way across to Hassler. Shooting it up high and over the net. We're under 2 minutes to play now here in the second. It's 1-1. Wayzata getting up off the mat, so to speak, as they've been trailing 1-0 for a long time, but then Matthews tying it up. Nice maneuver there. Hassler receiving from Ruzinski, and that one goes wide. Back all the way out to Peschel. Playing it down low. Peschel calling for it and receives it. Now a fake and then goes back the other way. That one knocked down and lifted out there by Olivia Ream. Wayzata wanting to change here. They better hurry. Ruzinski carrying it in, and now it comes right back to her. It was almost like a pass to herself there, not really by design.
But again, the D did not get off for the Trojans here, so.
We go under a minute to play now in the second, and Wayzata will dump it on in deep. Lindahl giving chase, but played around her by Peschel. Hassler had it chopped away by Matthews. Matthews floating it ahead to Lindahl. Cut it to the middle, but lost the puck. Lindahl trying to dig it loose, instead is taken from her and played out. And now Zavarov able to dig it loose. Zavarov going to the net, and Lavender with a huge save.
Right now, Zavarov might be the most hated human being in Wayzata. Talk about annoying. She has just been a pest, aggressive, nasty, give me the puck, aggressive player. She's played a great game tonight.
And Lavender did a great job staying right with her, too.
Yep.
It's a good move, but there you talked about staying calm there. She didn't overcommit. Bouncing puck, and Wayzata trying to get a break going the other way. Oh, that one hits Zavral's skate on the way across to the other point. And there's a block and takeaway by Jacobs. About 5 seconds to go in the period. Here's a shot. Ooh. A lot on that one. Sam Matthey got rid of it in a hurry and got a good hard low shot on Ben Stelton.
Boy, she did. Nice snapshot. You don't see too many of those, but defensemen have got to have that shot. They got to be able to unload quickly. Very short windup and let it rip.
So 3 seconds to go. An important draw late. Wayzata winning it, but not on net. And so we reach the end of our second period here at St. Louis Park Rec Center. A game that Benilde seemed to be in command, but not anymore. Down the stretch of the second, Wayzata coming on, and that young lady, Sloan Matthews, sniping one in under the crossbar from a shallow angle to tie us up right there. Nice goal for Matthews. 1-1 our score through 2 periods here on CCX. We'll have our second period highlights and then what should be a great third period coming up.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back here to St. Louis Park Rec Center along with Dan Ficken. I'm Jay Wilcox. Thank you so much for joining us for girls hockey tonight here on CCX. Wayzata and Benilde all tied up now at a goal apiece after Wayzata getting the equalizer fairly late in that second period as they battled back and got back into the play a lot more after Benilde dominated early on. We look at our highlights. There's Hain hitting the outside of the net with that pass. Zavral throwing it across, and another missed opportunity there as Benilde. We kind of wondered eventually if maybe it would hurt them that they weren't able to cash in on some of these good opportunities. I'm sure they were kind of feeling the same way. And here's one back the other way. Lindahl getting a shot, a nice blocker saved by Van Stelton. And then across, and a pretty decent chance in the slot from Jacobs as well as Wayzata started to come on. Zavral, this one bounced back over to Hain. There was a real nice save there by Lavender, and then another on this slapper. Zavral didn't win any fans by chopping that one loose there. Matthews giving her a little nudge, but here's a goal by Matthews. Watch this angle as she rips it under the crossbar. And then Zavral got a partial break chance the other way, but Lavender equal to the test. That was only 26 seconds left in the period. And so Lavender has really come up big, kept her team in it, and eventually they get the tying goal. And you see the chances have definitely evened out some as Wayzata played much better down the stretch of that second period, it felt like. And now you really feel like it's anybody's game heading into the third. On the scoreboard it always was, but in the play it definitely looks like it too as we head to period 3. We are tied up at 1-1. Benilde and Wayzata here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back as we get set for the third period. Both these teams in the top 10 in Class AA rankings. Benilde at number 5 and Wayzata at number 7. As we said, Benilde's loss was to number 1 Andover, and then their tie was with the number 1 team in Class A, Warroad. So again, this we're expecting a new poll to come out, but this is the latest one that we had seen. So both these teams definitely highly respected and expect to have good seasons. And we were talking about at the end of that second period that this game feels different now than it did halfway through. Wayzata was being outplayed for most of the night, and all of a sudden now they really feel that they're right there with the Red Knights, and obviously on the scoreboard they are too, 1-1, and we get set and we drop the puck for the third.
Well, that goal was huge for them, and it really reinforced they should keep moving their legs. They just were not moving their legs. They were letting Benilde beat them to everything, and now they're not letting them beat everything, and here we go.
Mortensen trying to throw that one out front. It was deflected away. Mortensen has some friends or family watching in the Philadelphia area here. We understand from her mom, Tracy, stopped by, a longtime friend of ours, going back to her days at Armstrong, and of course the Richards family. Her brothers Todd and Travis were excellent hockey players back in the day. Todd may have been on to do something later, I heard too. I'm not sure what, but
yeah, name's not recognizable at all.
Yeah, never heard of him. No. Great hockey family. Here's Zavarol picking it up. Around the horn it comes. Here's Peschel. And threading that one through traffic, but it is Lavender coming up with the glove catch. It's always that cat and mouse game. People don't realize how much of hockey is trying to screen that goaltender and trying to not be screened if you're Lavender there.
It's a constant battle. Good teams will always have somebody in front of the net. But boy, I'll tell you, Benilde just came out here decidedly trying to turn that Mo around. They went after him right away, and you could see Coach Williams in there just drawing up a few things because they threw something different at her that she wasn't expecting.
Tapped ahead. Gray is going to get to it first, although being pursued. Ream in on her. Pops out of the corner into the point. Matthews shot, and then looking for the tip was Ream in front. Melsness carrying it here for the Red Knights. Ooh, dangerous pass up the middle. Gray knocked it down, but then couldn't get the shot away. And now Melsness, that's going to be offside against Benilde, though, as kind of a tangled mess at the blue line there. It was coming out, then it was going back in, and everybody got caught up, and Melsness a little frustrated because she was thinking, I'm just going to have an opportunity to let it rip.
Young Miss Gray here is having a little bit of a tough time at defense, but she's not making the critical mistake, and she battles when she does make a mistake. So she's done a good job for the Red Knights.
Pass across there. That shot attempt blocked, though. Now Matthews up with it for Wayzata. Matthews being pursued heavily there, has to play it down toward the corner as Juckness was all over her.
Oh, they're not marking her, are they, Jake?
Yeah, you can tell that they lost track of her briefly on that one rush, and they saw what could happen.
Yep.
Matthews spinning away, plays this one off the glass. Peschel will be back to get it as Wayzata's changing. Peschel was wanting to line that one up and go quickly up ice, but didn't quite materialize. Coffin being pursued, but got a nice pass away. And here's a chance for Lindahl carrying it up the right side, and a penalty coming against Peschel. A bad gamble by the other D there allowed an opportunity for Lindahl, and Peschel kind of had to jump in and help out her partner there and ends up being called for the penalty.
Yeah, Rosinski got caught there, and good try by Pestrel. She almost got away with it, but I think it was her helmet that actually took the leg out rather than the stick. But they were caught, and she had to do something, and that's a good penalty. I mean, I don't care what you say, that's a good penalty.
Tripping against Peschel at 2:44, so Wayzata on the power play for the third time tonight. Across it comes to Hackley, that shot blocked, and then they're able to clear it. Hackley quickly retrieves.
Yeah, that's one of those old baseball adages. She let the puck play her rather than her play the puck at the D there, Hackley.
Van Stelton will cover that one up as Lindahl was lurking in the slot. Big opportunity here for Wayzata. Power play goal here would be huge. Matthews won it, but then went right to Benilde and flipped down the rink. So Lavender will have to stop it here. A minute and a half, or a little more to go in the power play for Wayzata. It bounced away there, though, and Gunker sends it back to the corner. Sloan Matthews there to retrieve it for Wayzata. Matthews pass got away there and intercepted, and Hain will throw it back down.
You've got to make short, quick, sure passes. That's okay too, taking it on your own, but
Wayzata offside there. Got to hold that blue line. Matthew maybe made a little bit of a move there, but I still felt it was, not a play you should have gone offside on there.
No, you straddle until you actually see it go across the line. You don't hesitate with that, especially on a power play. I mean, that's just a bad mistake. So I tell you what, Benilde, their penalty kill tonight has been very good. Not good, very good.
Gray skating it up ice here for the Red Knights. Shorthanded, Gray to the front, and then that shot attempt blocked. Picked up. Thrown back across. Melsness will get there. Melsness going to drag it back out and use some time here. Banks it off the glass. Half minute to go.
That was a good play, but for God's sakes, don't lose the puck.
Ooh, a near takeaway there by Hassler. Then it is picked up by Melsness, trying to drag it around but couldn't get past Peters. But they're using up a lot of valuable time here.
Yes, they are.
Here comes Matthews up the right wing for Wayzata. Power play winding down, under 10 to go. Matthews trying to get it set up. We'll come back to Matthew at the point. Penalty is now over. Here's a shot. Directed aside there by Van Stelton. And then they battle for it in the corner. Fans wanted a call but didn't get it. Coming out of there with it. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Coffin hitting the crossbar with that one. And we stay at 1-1.
What a nice move she made, though, coming across there.
So each team, well, that one a crossbar earlier, a pipe for Benilde in the first. Hain, got a little overeager there, tried to spring Mortensen, but missed her. Mortensen had to wait at the blue line there, otherwise that one might have been timed out a little bit better. So 11:37 to go in the third. Let's watch this close call here for Wayzata's Coffin. Doink right off the crossbar. I agree with you, really nice move. Zavarol defended it fairly well, but she just stayed in front of her and snapped the shot off.
Yep.
Off the draw, Red Knights end up gaining control here. Flipped in deep. Garvin will be first to it, trying to put it out front there. And now Gray taking that pass. Gray bumped down. There you see the freshman being muscled a little bit. Here comes Jacobs. Jacobs trying to drag it around the D, but couldn't do it. She was all alone, so not a bad gamble to take there. Hackley playing it deep. Coffin spinning away with it. Playing it out to the point and floated back into the corner. Trojans trying to cycle it down low there. Carver got it, trying to get it out of there. Brought it out front. Carver then realized that wasn't a great idea and went back the other way, but she'll end up having to ice it here. So 10:37 to go in the third, and we are tied up at a goal apiece. Taylor Williamson's team definitely coming on as the game wears on here.
Yeah. They're getting some good opportunities. They're putting pressure inside the Red Knight zone. They're only one shot away from taking the lead.
Banked off the glass. Can't quite get it out here. Lindahl trying to come away with it, and Coffin as well. Heschel, that one hit off into the Red Knights bench. She was trying to bank it to herself off the wall there, and that one might have turned interesting if she'd been able to keep that one in play.
She's been outstanding the whole game. That lady has played the entire rink a few times.
Matthews won the draw, but it went past the defenseman Matthew there. And then a takeaway at center by Zavarol. She'll throw it in.
Boy, you get a clean win like that on the faceoff. You just hate to see that happen. Got to be ready for it.
Floated toward the net by Zavarol, but Matthew knocks it down. Matthews trying to fight loose to get to that one. Now Zavarol will bring it back in. Mary Zavarol shot off the defender's skate, gets it right back. Zavarol trying to wrap around. Now to the point. Peschel a rip. And that one deflects up and out of play. It was off of the Benilde forward out front. So we'll get a draw back outside the blue line there as Benilde working the puck pretty effectively using the points.
Yeah. Peschel really didn't get a lot on that one, the way she can shoot. When you let her wind up from up there, she's going to send a rocket right down the middle.
Back to Gray. Pass picked up, but then Melsness grabs it right back here for Benilde. Melsness to the middle, shooting wide. She goes back to get it herself to Hassler, shooting. Lavender the save. And eventually able to cover that one up. Had to reach for it a little bit, and referee waited and to make sure that she actually had it covered, and so we'll get another draw. Benilde starting to buzz the net again a little bit here, Dan. It's been a while since they'd really put on extended pressure.
All of a sudden, the last 2 minutes, they've kind of picked it up. They've done a good job blocking the passing lanes again and poke checking the puck. They've done a great job of that all night.
And winning draws, as you mentioned earlier. There's a nice takeaway. Ream up the left side. Ream shooting. Pad saved by Ben Stelton. And then it's tipped to the corner. Gray floating one back out to center. Here's Matthews. Pass deflected. Matthews trying to get it back. Came aggressive after it. Now banked ahead. Let's see. It will be caught up to. Wraparound try there, and then another. Lavender able to make the stop on Lizzie Hamill.
Yeah, I know we've talked a little bit about it, but I'll tell you what, Miss Lavender has kept the Trojans in this game. She's made some nice saves. We've been noticing how well she keeps position, knows where she is, and she's comfortable handling the puck. She's done a good job for them tonight. It could be a lot worse if she hadn't been. They're getting outshot 28-18 now.
Pops loose out front and tipped to the line, and now forced back to center. Look out, here comes Matthews. Sloan Matthews around the D, goes to the net and scores! Oh my, Sloan Matthews gives Wayzata the lead with a highlight reel goal.
Lord, take my breath away and don't give it back. Oh my gosh, what a great move. She just, about the red line, Jay, she turned on the jets and said, I'm going in, and then that move she made was just beautiful. Here it is, whoop, and took it to the other side, got inside, And then she made another move on the goalie. If we get a look at this, you can see that she's made 3 great moves there. Whoop. Whoop. Bang. Puts it in the net and gives the Trojans a 2-1 lead.
Unbelievable goal there by Sloan Matthews. Tucks it away just before she runs out of room. That was a thing of beauty right there.
We had to pause the game. There was a few breezers left out on the ice.
Zavarol putting one on net there. Lavender having to make a save. And here comes Wayzata again. Lindahl had a poke check. Cross to Gray. So Benilde, after dominating the early part of the game, trailing it 2-1.
Well, you let a mad dog hang around. Sooner or later, he's going to bite you.
Played back into the Wayzata zone. Lavender stopping it there for Peters.
I don't have to tell you hockey fans out there how important a goaltender and good goaltending is. And Lavender, this is where she's proving to help her team big time. She kept them close enough so they could get a few shots and turn this thing around.
Gray will whip it back in as the Red Knights change up. Floated up the left side, intercepted by Peschel. Peschel now picks it up again for the Red Knights. Carrying it up the left side. Peschel's drive blocked by Matthew, up and out of play. And we'll get a whistle here with 7:06 to go in the third. Wayzata leading at 2-1. A pair of goals for Sloan Matthews. Now the first one was a really nice shot, but the second one that's like the play to beat for all season. I don't know if we're going to see one better than that for them.
Magic.
That was fantastic.
My gosh.
Across to Peschel, looking
there
for the tip out front, but it goes wide.
Peschel did a good job there. She took her time to make sure she got the puck where she wanted.
That pass intercepted and played up the middle. Lindahl trying to catch up to it. Lindahl fires. Penalty coming against Benilde as Lindahl was chopped at as she took that shot. It's going to be a slash. And Wayzata will go to the power play as they were able to capitalize on a little bit of an overcommitment by Benilde, and Peschel will take her second straight penalty.
Well, the transition, there's been about 3 transition plays that the Trojans have done here that the spring people, Lindahl's got them twice.
And good call, too. Peschel, you're not going to get away with slashing her that hard.
Nope. Peschel's guy told her coach, he was like, just leave me alone for a few minutes, will you please?
Hayne wants a different stick.
And frankly, Peschel did as good a job as she could. She's trying to, turn this thing around. She's down there shooting the puck, and then, she has to come back and play defense, and,
Ooh, Hackley looking for the tip, and it goes just wide. Now an interception by Zavarol, but Hackley knocked that one away. Matthews reaching out to gain control. Here comes Sloan Matthews. Already has a pair of goals. Knocked away, though, at the blue line. And now picked up. Chance out front. Hackley's alone, but missed the net.
Oh. How many times have they missed the net? That drives me nuts. Get it on the goalie.
Hackley plays it back in. Trying to go top corner, stick side there, and instead missed everything.
You got a 1-goal lead, though. You need to make that goaltender work. You want to try and get that 2-goal spacing, and you need to hit the net. You never know, a rebound will go crazy or something, but get it on net.
Matthew coming up with it here for the Trojans and throws that one on net. Pad save. Dug loose, and the Red Knights able to clear to center. Nice job to cover it up by Peters, but hard work by Hassler freed it up again. And let's see, was this grazed by a high stick? Apparently not. No, yes it was.
So I'm looking at Hassler. Who do you think her favorite player is? We'll see that opportunity right there. Yeah, and we'll see then. Sloan Matthews is right in the slot there, too. Now, you put that into the pads, and all of a sudden that could bounce to Matthews, and she get a rebound.
I would have loved to hear you as a coach get it on net, and then the player says, but coach, I get it on net. But I get it on net. Is that how the discussions went?
Pretty much word for word, Jay. Yep, pretty much word for word.
It is true. I even admit, sometimes I go to, you go to practices to interview some of the teams and stuff, and whether it's boys or girls, even when they're not in a game-like situation, how many times people just miss the net over and over, and you're thinking to yourself, it isn't all about speed. It's you got to hit the net. Floated ahead off Zavral's back. Gray now comes out of there with it. 10 seconds to go in the power play for Wayzata. They now lead 2-1. Gray trying to go to the net, but had it taken from her. And dumped into the Benilde zone.
Smart play. Smart play.
Crandall trying to pull it out of there to the line, but not out. Oh, Zavral had visions of a breakaway there, but they were able to just keep possession. Long reach of Matthew. Now Peschel in after it after she got out of the box. She's going to be raring to go here, I think, right?
Yeah, especially with attitude. She didn't like that penalty call.
Puck got away. Staying with it there was Jacobs, showing some strength on the puck. Now it comes loose. This is going to be offside against Benilde, so we'll get a whistle here. 3:57 to go, and halfway through this game, if you told me we were going to be in this spot, Wayzata leading 2-1, I would have kind of looked at you and said, I don't know. I don't foresee that, but things changed around a lot. Wayzata taking advantage of opportunities and also having a very gifted goal scorer like Sloan Matthews, too.
Well, we've seen low tide and high tide on both teams here.
I think for Benilde right now, they've got to have urgency, but without being in a hurry. You can't, you can't be looking for a home run pass every time. You have to still continue to play the hockey that got you the lead initially.
Now you want to get your best players out there as much as you possibly can.
Oh, good opportunity out front there as Hassler received the pass from Hamill. And now for Wayzata, I think this is a good opportunity to see how you play protecting a lead down the stretch, because obviously playoff time you might be facing this kind of a one-goal lead. What do we do? You don't want to get too conservative, but at the same time you got to always obviously be defensively conscious at all times.
Well, Benilde's one that's been playing the tight games. I mean, Wayzata hasn't been less than 3-goal differential in any game they've been in. So, yeah, it's a good test for them.
Cleared by Flighter, and it's going to have just enough on it to be an icing. As you could tell what she wanted to do there was angle that one, but got just a little too much. Well, hockey fans, join us this coming Friday and Saturday. The Wayzata boys hosting the CCX Boys Turkey Trot Hockey Tournament Friday and Saturday. Live coverage for you. Maple Grove Edina, then Moorhead Wayzata on Friday, and then we've got 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock games on Saturday. Moorhead will be in the 5 p.m. game no matter what, because they want to give them opportunity to get back on I-94 and head back up to the northwest part of the state. So whether they're in the championship or third place game, the Spuds will be playing at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
One of the best tournaments in the state. You get top 4 teams as close as you can, and games are just exciting. So take a little time to tune in and watch us, folks, on Friday night and Saturday night.
Across it comes, and there's a rising shot up and over the top of the net. Peschel picks it up, shooting. It's off a skate into the corner. Trojans able to clear, and this one not going to be ice, waved off. One official had the arm up and was overruled.
Okay, let's watch the goalie here, Jay.
Van Stelton's still in there for now. Rosinski carrying it. Ran into some traffic. Zavral playing it back down. Net still occupied. And 1:51 to go here.
Now, if this was the first period or part of the second period, if I was Benilde's coach, I'd pull the goalie now, just for the fact they're winning all the faceoffs. Yeah, he can't do that now. Big key for Wayzata to start winning some of those.
I don't know. Would you really pull her in the first period, though? I know what you mean. You mean the way they were dominating.
Wise guy.
You had me fooled there for a minute. Crandall dumps it on in. Nice work behind the net to just muck it up. Brought to the middle. Here's where, if you're Wayzata, you got to be careful. You don't want to, make a dangerous pass back to the point. Just keeping it down low might be the best idea in some of these situations. Going to the net here is Hassler. Oh, and a nice save there by Lavender. Turnaround try by Gray was blocked. Trojans able to get it out, and a chance the other way, but it's the end of a shift here. Jacobs will play it to the corner, although had an empty net to look at there.
I did a smart thing. They got off the ice, got fresh legs out there. Fantastic. Good move by the Trojans.
Ooh, really a takeaway there. Ream keeping it down deep. Heschel up with it. Bounces loose. There's an empty net to shoot at. They can gain control. Ream putting it out front. Mortensen away with it. 35 seconds left. Oh, Matthews did a great job jumping that pass.
Oh, nice play.
But here comes Hain the other way. Ooh, it's onside. It was tipped away and almost caused him to go offside there. But a nice takeaway, thrown up ice, and not quite going to hit the net. It's going to be an icing call against Wayzata, 16.8 to go.
That's not a bad play, though, for the Trojans right now. It really isn't, even though it comes back on their own zone. They have been winning face-offs now, so they can have a little more confidence. Plus, the way Lavender's played, it's been tremendous for her, and she hasn't seen a lot of puck lately either.
Timeout taken here by Wayzata. Turned into a heck of a hockey game here. I guess it was all the way along, but Benilde seemed to be dominating for a good portion of the first half of the game, but Wayzata really turned it around and tied it up later in the second, and then Matthews getting the lone goal of the third on a spectacular rush highlight reel type of goal. You see the Williamsons there, Taylor diagramming, her father Dean coaching along with her there, and this would be a big win for them if they're able to get it, especially the way the first part of the game went here, I thought, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, they battled up and they pulled their pace up. Now, I'm not so sure that happened in the first three games. I know it did with BSM, with Andover and World, but I think they proved a lot of themselves. They were gritty. They played hard. They did good job in their defensive zone, and here they are. And if you got a Sloan Matthews, you always got a shot at it.
We remind you of our CCX Sports Play of the Week, as we'll be kind of transitioning from fall to winter season here. And Sloan Matthews probably going to be a possible candidate, I would think, for the coming week. But
I want to meet the jury if they're not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the fans that vote, though. So
come on, you hockey fans, jump in there for Sloan.
Key draw here. Comes back. Mortensen throwing it out front. Puck still loose. And Lavender dives on it, and then we get a big scrum. It was funny. I was leaning forward trying to see it from up here. The official leaning forward. The goalie leaning forward trying to find that puck in all that mess.
But they had a 4 Trojan roll right across the front of the goalie there, and they were going to take no prisoners.
Benilde not going to use the timeout, it looks like here. Off the draw, knocked loose. Opportunity for Lindahl at an empty net. Missed it, but that's still going to use up the rest of the time. And we'll go down to zeros, and Wayzata, a little celebration, even though it's early in the season. They know this is a good win and a big win for them, coming back strong after trailing this one 1-0 for a long time. And a pair of goals by Matthews, and Wayzata getting a nice victory here tonight, Dan.
Yeah, played in a tight, close game. We're being outplayed quite heavily first half of the game. Battled back, stayed in it, and did what they had to do to win the game. And you know what? That's what top 10 teams do. exactly what they do.
Great goaltending by Lavender. Matthews obviously coming through with a couple big goals, but they didn't panic either, even though they were trailing and being outplayed. And boy, that's a really key road victory to get here, I think, for the Trojans. So they are now 5-0 this season after the win here, and Benilde will drop to 0-2-1. They've played good teams all the way along and going to play some more good ones. But certainly a good one. And happy Thanksgiving from all of us at CCX as well. We really hope you and your family and loved ones are able to get together. I know it's been a tough year and a half, 2 years here, but hope you enjoy Thanksgiving. And then a reminder to join us for boys hockey with Turkey Trot Friday and Saturday from the Plymouth Ice Center. So for Dan Ficken and all of our crew, MJ Wilcox, it's a thriller here tonight. Wayzata 2, Benilde 1 is our final score.